Honor, a quality that combines respect, being proud, and honesty. If you've been around the channel for a while, you might know that in some of our Pokemon playthroughs, we like to do honor battles, which means if an important trainer has the same Pokemon as we do, then we have to make sure those two Pokemon fight to protect its honor. We're going to be taking that a step further and doing an honor lock, which is basically a regular old Nuzlocke, but for each key trainer, mainly just the gym leaders, we have to have at least one of their same Pokemon on our team and force them to have an honor battle. Having the same Pokemon as our enemy can be beneficial. Know your enemy and know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles without disaster. That's a quote from Sun Tzu, a Chinese general during the Zhao period known for his military tactics, quotes, and honor. If you want to be honorable as well, then click that like button and subscribe, because over 80% of the people who watch my videos are dishonorable and aren't even subscribed. Starting off, I named Barry Tyson because it's one of the default names and I just thought it sounded cool. Then we meet Tyson at his house and he rushes out to the lake. Quickness is the essence of war, so Barry, or Tyson, is off to a pretty good start. After getting attacked by these Starlies, I pick Chimchar as our starter. Then after visiting Professor Rowan at his lab in Sand Gym Town, we name it Come On. If you can figure out what the nicknaming theme is that I'm using for this video, let me know in the comments down below. We have quite a few encounters coming up too, as we caught a Bidoof named Genba, a Starly named Zanji, Magikarp named Yaichi, Kricketot named Fuma, and Geodude named Kagemusha. As we exit Jubilife City, we have a battle against Barry and have an example honor battle between our two lead Starlies. We of course win this honor battle and the whole entire fight. Then in Oreburgh City, we catch a Magikarp and trade it for this Abra, mainly just for the Oranberry that the Abra is holding. Starly and Chimchar both evolve too, and we give Geodude that Oranberry for our plan to beat Rorik in the first gym. Rorik has a Geodude, so we need to have an honor battle against it. Honor battling his Ace Cranidos probably would have been cooler, but we couldn't get one this early on. For this gym, I just spam defense curls with Geodude to make sure we can take hits easier, and also give the Oranberry to bolster his defenses a bit more. Invincibility lies in the defense, the possibility of victory in the attack, and our attack is magnitude against a few rock-type Pokemon, so Geodude handles Rorik in 2-6 of Lamb's Tail after staying up a ton of defense curls without even needing to use the Oranberry. When we return to Jubilife City, we have another run-in with Team Galactic, which really isn't my problem. I'm really just trying to be an honorable warrior, but I guess we have to battle them. Victory usually goes to the army who has the better trained officers and men. These Team Galactic runs had a Wurmple and a Zubat, so you tell me who was better trained. Abra and Bidoof then evolve, and we get to the Eterna Forest and meet Cheryl. She needs help to get through the forest, and I guess it would be honorable to help her. So we go to the other side and then go out of our way to catch a Cherubi, since we have to use it in another honor battle against Gardenia. It's the only Pokemon on our team that we can also get right now for the honor battle, so I name it Hatsume. Yaichi evolves into Gyarados before we step foot in her gym, where we again lead on with our honor battle. The strategy this time around was to simply just spam tackle with our Oranberry in the back just in case. Her Cherubi just goes for Safeguard, then Grass on a couple of times, which barely does any damage to us, while our tackles keep adding up to make our Cherubi win the honor battle without even using our berry again. Sometimes people ask me why I like to do honor battles in my Nuzlockes, even though they're a terrible idea that can easily result in losing a Pokemon. But if you know the enemy and you know yourselves, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. Knowing your enemy, or whatever challenge you're about to face, and understanding it is half the battle. As for the rest of Gardenia's team, she has some Grass-type Pokemon, and we have a Staravia and a Monferno, so I think you know how that went. Then we help the local citizens clear out some goons with bad haircuts from their city, have a surprise rival battle in Hearthome City where we have a pseudo honor battle between our birds, and our bird just sweeps Tyson's whole team. Then we continue along to Solician Town, or Soul Ocean Town. I don't really know which way to call it, I've heard it both ways, but I'm sure either way I say it will farm comments. When we reach Veilstone City, we have a few options for honor battles in the Maylene fight between Meditite and Machoke. But I just pick Meditite for the simple reason of I just found Meditite before I found Machoke. I name it Mizuho, and let's see if we can go 3 for 3 on our honor battles in this upcoming fight against Maylene. Maylene is no slouch. We may be a warrior or samurai or whatever, or rather pretend to be one of those things, but Maylene is an actual fighter. She is the real deal. I'm just some guy who likes playing Pokemon in a very weird and convoluted way. Starting out the honor battle, Maylene's Meditite has Drain Punch. It doesn't do all that much damage to our Meditite, but it does heal after every attack, which can be trouble. I keep my cool though and decide to focus up by going for Calm Minds. I go for a Confusion as she detects, then we trade Confusions on the following turn. We do over half with our Confusion as she detects again, and our next Confusion we get a critical hit and knock out Meditite. Sometimes going for moves that do no damage like Calm Mind to put ourselves in a better situation is the right play. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. Then between Staravia, Monferno, and Gyarados, they clean up the rest of her team. These three Pokemon have been very good for us and remain staples for the rest of the game, while the other half of our party tends to be shuffled around a lot for these honor battles. The 4th gym battle against Crasher Wake comes super soon, and we have a Gyarados honor battle to prepare for, but since we already have Gyarados on our team and have won every single honor battle pretty easily thus far, I decided to go for a Floatzel that we named Shadai, so we can have a double honor battle against Crasher Wake and also evolve Cherim into Cherubi for insurance. Crasher Wake is this big famous wrestler guy in the Sinnoh region with a bit of an ego, but a good commander is benevolent and unconcerned with fame, so we keep our head down and start off with a Gyarados honor battle. I can't think of two better Pokemon to honor battle each other, as they even intimidate each other off the start. We do have a few levels on his Gyarados from the level cap, and we also have Dragon Rage, a rather overpowered move early on in Pokemon games as it always does 40 base damage, or I should say 40 HP. It does just under half though as we get hit with a Swagger to confuse us. I then go for a Bite with our boosted attack which connects and narrowly misses the knockout as Crasher Wake reveals that he also has Dragon Rage, and then he cowardly uses potions. I go for Bite again, knock him into the yellow, and then go for another Bite for the knockout. We never hit ourselves in confusion there because we remained focused on our goal. For Quagsire, I just go into Cherim and take it out very easily. Then for Floatzel, we have a second honor battle in this fight. We're the same level, so it doesn't get more even than this. I go for a Crunch and do just under half, as Wake goes for Surf and does pitiful damage. We crunch again and knock it into the red to activate its Citrus Berry. It then goes for Pursuit, as if I would ever switch out in the middle of an honor battle, like what are you doing, Crasher Wake? I found that to be incredibly disrespectful on Wake's part, so I just keep crunching and easily win this honor battle as well, against the least honorable gym leader in all of Sinnoh. As I journey across the Sinnoh region, I reflect back on our journey. I realize we haven't had much of a challenge yet. We have no deaths, won all 5 of the honor battles we've done, and formed a formidable team of honorable soldiers. At this point, I decided to change the battle style to Set to basically just make this a hardcore Nuzlocke now, and make the honor battles a bit more risky since we don't have a free chance to switch into our Pokemon for the honor battle. I also went away for a few days after recording that last part and kind of forgot what I was doing beforehand, but we have a lot of housekeeping to do with the Team Galactic stuff, have to travel through this fog, talk to this grandma, and fight Cyrus. He has some weird lofty goals and is kind of an arrogant jerk. We may just look like a little kid in this game, but pretend inferiority and encourage his arrogance, which is a quote that fits so perfect for Cyrus, since he kind of sucks in Diamond and Pearl. In Platinum, Cyrus is a bit scarier, but now we can go back to Heart Home City and fight Fantina's Ghost-type gym. Her team is Drifloon, Gengar, and Misdreavus, which are all annoying Pokemon to get, so I just catch Ghastly, name it Fuma, and yeah, I forgot we named a Kricketot Fuma earlier on, but I never used that Kricketot, so I guess it's fine. And evolve into Haunter for a pseudo honor battle against Fantina's Gengar. Fantina leads with Drifloon, so we lead with Gyarados to knock it out. She then sends out Gengars to go to Haunter and have a secret to get through this Gengar. We take a Shadow Claw, weird move for a Gengar to have, but sure Fantina. Then also a Poison Jab because we're slower and live with only 9 HP. Don't know why she went for Poison Jab there, but sure. I then go for Shadow Ball, which knocks out Gengar because we have a Choice Specs that we found in Celestic Town, which was our secret all along. Secret operations are essential in war. Upon them, the army relies to make its every move. Haunter then also takes out her Mismagius, so we can then set our sights on Byron's gym in Kanalave City. We have a couple of options for this honor battle this time around, but I opt to go for Steelix in the nearby Iron Island, which we named Kizaru. It doesn't have the best moveset for this honor battle, but we can at least lead with Infernape to handle his lead Bronzor and Bastiodon, leaving only his Steelix for the honor battle. We have Rock Smash to do super effective damage, but it's still pretty weak. Byron's Steelix has Ice Fang and Slam, which can both status us and be really annoying, but we get some lucky defense drops from Rock Smashes and eventually get paralyzed. We remain calm and focused though, and break through his potions to win the honor battle and defeat Byron. We had to be pretty careful to win that, but the Enlightened Ruler is heedful, and the Good General full of caution. After defeating Byron, we have a ton of Team Galactic and story stuff to do, but to be quite honest, that's just not my problem. I have my own journey and my own goals to complete and my own story to follow, so instead of just letting silly things like people or walls stand in our way, I just go right through them and into Snow Point City for our 7th honor battle against this gym leader whose name I cannot remember. We catch a Snover named Spirit and evolve into Abomasnow, and why am I now just noticing this random Psyduck in the Pokemon Center in Snow Point City? And Fernape is at least able to KO the gym leader's lead Snover, and then she goes right to Abomasnow for the honor battle. Her Abomasnow goes for a Grass Whistle and puts us to sleep, and then we miss a Swagger once we wake up. We take a ton of Wood Hammers, knock her Abomasnow down low enough so it uses its Citrus Berry, then lose an honor battle for the very first time because Woodhammer was just too strong, especially while we were asleep. This just shows that Abomasnow is a dishonorable Pokemon and we should have never caught one in the first place. At least Infernape makes easy work of the rest of her team. Having only one loss this late in a Nuzlocke is pretty rare for me, so let's see how long we can keep this up. For our final gym battle against Volcaner, I catch a Shinx named Kizan to honor battle against his ace Luxray. Flint is standing in front of the gym and won't let us in, but nothing stands in my way, so I go right through him and enter the gym to see Volcaner. The logical choice would be to not lead with Gyarados in an electric type gym battle, but Sun Tzu once said, pretend inferiority and encourage arrogance. We pretend to be weak to Volcaner by leading with Gyarados on his Raichu as he just goes for Light Screen like a fool, allowing us to set up a Dragon Dance and Earthquake to knock out Raichu. Volcaner then sends out Ambipom, which lives in Earthquake, but then goes for Baton Pass into Luxray in the following turn. I have no idea why he did that, as Luxray just falls, depriving us of an honor battle, but there really wasn't anything we could have done about that. Then for Octillery, we take it out after a few turns to get our final gym badge in our honorable adventure. We still have the Elite Four though and the Champion, which we won't be catching specific Pokemon for to do honor battles for, since we formed this team over time and shouldn't have to change around 5 Pokemon this late in the game. First up we have Aaron and his bug-type foes. Some of his Pokemon can be annoying, but we have Staraptor. I don't think I really need to elaborate much more, since Staraptor just sweeps his whole team. Second up, we have Bertha and her Ground-type Pokemon. We still have Cherrim on the team even though we've barely been using it, and it matches up really well against her. We just go for Petal Dance twice, don't get confused, and sweep her whole team as well. So far things are going way better than I could have expected, but now we have Flint, who also has an Infernape, meaning we have an honor battle at some point against him, and I don't think Flint's very happy with us since we literally walked right through him against his own wishes. Flint leads with Rapidash as we go to Gyarados and take it out with an Earthquake. He then sends out Infernape for an honor battle and goes for Flare Blitz on our Infernape, which does a very good amount of damage, but less than half still, and takes some recoil damage. He then goes for Earthquake on the next turn and takes out our Infernape for another honor battle loss, although that's really the first one because nobody cares about Abomasnow. Honor lives on through our comrades though, with Staraptor and Gyarados picking up the slack to defeat Flint, allowing us to go into the last fight against Lucian. He leads with Mr. Mime as we go to Luxray to take it out with Crunches. We then chip away at his Bronzong before going into Staraptor on his Alakazam, and use Fly or Brave Bird on his last few Pokemon in honor of our fallen hero Kamon, the Infernape, for the victory. Now for the champion, Cynthia, the hardest foe of our whole journey and the only one standing in our way of accomplishing our ultimate goal. Her Spiritomb was really annoying as Luxray could barely touch it, and we get hit with a critical hit from Psychic, so I go to Staraptor, which also gets hit by a critical hit from Psychic, which isn't very honorable of you, Cynthia. Staraptor only has 12 HP remaining, but we go out on our own terms and go for Brave Bird for big damage and then fall to the recoil. It is right here that I then see our opening. We can go to Gyarados and set up a ton of Dragon Dances as Spiritomb can't do much to us. This was enough to sweep the rest of our Intrepid team with Earthquake in honor of our 2 fallen soldiers, well 3 if you count Abomasnow, making us the champion of the Sinnoh region. As our team flashes across the screen to enter the Hall of Fame, I remember this quote. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look on them as your beloved sons, and they will stand by you even unto death. This was one of the most successful Nuzlockes with only 3 losses, and even though it was only half of a hardcore Nuzlocke, I still didn't use any items in battle and had a lot of fun. I also tried to cut out as much fluff in this video as I could to make it as short as possible because I don't think you guys really needed the play-by-play for every single Galactic Grunt and unimportant trainer or fight that was just really easy. If you want to see some more weird playthroughs like this in the future, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon videos. Also check out my Twitch channel, linked in the description, where some of these playthroughs are streamed live. Thank you all so much for watching, have a great rest of your day, and bye bye.